Alright, let's talk about Skyscraper. Now, Skyscraper was definitely among those films that I wasn't particularly interested when it was about to release. However, as today I actually saw it this morning before I went out grocery shopping. And how was it? Oh my god, this film was horse crap. Well, not really, but God, there were so many problems with this movie. But before I get address the problems with this movie, I think let's just get to the plot of the film. The plot of this film is that this film stars Dwayne Johnson, who is portrayed as a former FBI agent who must rescue his family from a New Bailey's Hong Kong skyscraper, which the tallest in the world, after some terrorists set the building on fire and attempted to extort the property developer. Dwayne Johnson keep getting. However, the police are after Dwayne Johnson, and he must avoid them while also trying to save his family from the building. Okay, let's get one thing out of the way. This one of the biggest criticisms of this film is that this film is very similar to The Tower, Infrared, and Die Hard, which I have not seen those movies. And while I wouldn't agree on that, agree on those stuff. I mean, because this is the first time I ever saw a movie based off a tower, a collapsed tower in. But again, the way they portrayed it here, oh my god, they portrayed it really badly here. Well, let's just get some pauses out of the way. First off, Dwayne Johnson's performance, of course. This guy's amazing in every movie he's in. Man, plus, I feel like this, man. Also his bonding between his family is also really nice to see. However, man, and I will admit some of the action scenes are admittedly cool to look at. But of course, those don't save what I consider to be one of the worst films of 2018. Let's get one out of the way. Skyscraper has a lot of elements that don't make sense. Like Dwayne Johnson the police going after Dwayne Johnson. I don't know why they're going after him. Maybe it's because I don't know, because it was one set in the movie that Dwayne he shut down and the anti-fire measure. So maybe that's what they're going after him. But again, I don't think the movie ever explained why the police is going after him. It doesn't help fact that there's a lot of elements that don't make sense. The fight scenes don't make sense. All of a sudden at the end where Sarah saves the building by rebooting the tower, and then the sprinklers put out the fire. That was such a plot trope that was just thrown in there, and just again, like I said, none of these are explained, and a lot, and probably at the end it doesn't make any sense. How can rebooting all that all of a sudden stop a fire? But I'm pretty sure a sprinkle like that can even stop a wildfire. Well, maybe because this film wasn't targeted for me. I mean, it is, but maybe I'm just not the right person for this movie because, yeah. Also, this film really established. So yeah, there's also the fact that there's things that they established but could establish earlier in the film, like Dwayne shutting down the anti-fire measures. That could have that during that when he was caught by the police. That's where they would have said that, or he could have questioned why he's being attacked. Not just move along with the story and leave that left scene unanswered. Again, Skyscraper doesn't even take the time to answer any questions the viewer is probably wondering, because they need to get to this whole action-packed film. And of course, I'm talking about the action-packed film. Let's talk about the action scenes, and oh boy, let's talk about them. I praise action scenes in bad action movies because I mean they were probably the best parts of the movie. Skyscraper isn't one of them, I mean, yes, the action scenes are admittedly cool and the visual effects are admittedly cool. However, despite that, the whole skyscraper collapse thing comes in way too early. Early. Now I know. Well, yes, it is. It is staying. It is. I mean, yes, it is. It is staying. Stay. It does stay with its plot. With the plot. But I feel like if they would, I wish they kind of had that introduced a little more later in the film, not just all of a sudden just introduce it right now and like in like 40 minutes of the movie, and then crap like this is happening, and also the happening, and like I know I yes it yes the whole the scene where the tower is collapsing, the duration moments does does throw in some some pacing, throw in some stuff that actually makes sense, like Dwayne Johnson tries his attempts to save his family, so I guess that. But when you have a scene, but however, stuff with the agents and all stuff was really filler and heavy, and I was actually kind of bored of it. Fi- Bored of it. Thus, I hope that the final ending was just a complete utter letdown. We don't know what happened with Dwayne Johnson's family. Yes, they make it out alive, but there's no continuation. Yeah, the film just ends on the cliffhanger, and never to be resolved again. And the pacing is just terrible. Terrible. I should just froze in the whole tower collapsing way too early in the movie. I mean, look at San Andreas. Yeah, it had the earthquake scenes a little earlier, but here's the thing: it was actually enjoyable because the pacing there actually worked there, instead of just having instead of the pacing just but oh yeah, and oh yeah, the reason why in San Andreas worked with the whole introducing the more conflict early is because there was actually answer. It's because there was actually because there was actually times where it was actually more subtle with its pacing here there. While Skyscraper on the other hand just comes in with the collapsing towers because that's the plot of the film. And of course, if we're talking about biggest problems with the movie, we have to talk about the fact this film has an overused trope. Great. It has the whole characters start off rough, but then they work together at the end trope. Except it's bad. Except it's not portrayed well here because of the poor pacing that the film has. So I have nothing much to say. Skyscraper is just a terrible movie, and I highly recommend you guys do not check it out. You can probably, you can probably watch it for Dwayne Johnson because like I said, Dwayne Johnson's performance here is amazing. It's still amazing, and everything he's in, it is really good. However, this is easily his worst film he's ever appeared in, and yes, he's still great in his worst movie. And consider that this is a Universal and Legendary film, that's not surprising since these two companies have released some films that have gotten a poor reception from critics. Okay, there's no reason, there's no surprise that this film also was got a mixed reception from critics. The critics, hell, even bombed at the box office, so which that's not surprising. Before Dwayne Johnson film, I was really disappointed. So overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 3 out of 10. If you want a good action-packed film with Dwayne Johnson, I suggest go watch Central Intelligence or San Andreas. Don't set up with Skyscraper. You're probably gonna leave. You're probably gonna be annoyed for the duration of this movie. Oh my god. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys for more movie, and stay tuned for more movie reviews, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.